Hello, my shiningest art students. Welcome to lesson number 8 of our distance learning partnership and our last lesson before summer. Congratulations, you have made it to the end of the year. Let's talk about what we're going to use today for our pretty art project. We want some white paper and don't need that actually, and a pencil, eraser. Some kind of a black pen is fun to use for this. And then I also used colored pencils and some colored markers. All right, today's project is a cute little summer flower and bee. And the fun thing about this project is we're going to learn one shape, learn how to draw one particular shape. And then we're going to use that shape over and over for all the different pieces of this project. So let's talk about what that shape is. I'm going to set this, actually, let me show you real quick. Let's point it out here. We have it on the flower, we have it on the bee, and we have it on the leaf. So let's talk about how we're doing that. I'm going to actually do that with the black marker so that hopefully you can see it a little better. The shape that we're going to use for all these pieces is this curvy, pointy shape that looks like this. It kind of looks to me like a Hershey's Kiss without the bottom. So what we want to do is have this nice arc around like this, and then we're going to flip that over in your mind and draw the opposite on the other side, coming down and out just like we did on the way up. And it's okay if they are varying a little bit. So this repeated shape is going to make up our flower and our bee. So I'm going to get a new piece of paper here. I'm going to switch back to my pencil. Hopefully you can see that fine. Starting on the top, in the top third of our paper, let's give ourselves a little circle, maybe about the size of a nickel. And now we're going to divide this circle into 4 parts by drawing a plus sign right through the middle of the circle. Now you can tell that that has divided our circle into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and these are going to be our guides for starting our petals. Starting right here at the top of the plus sign, I want to draw that shape we just practiced right from here to here, and that means that the point is going to be out here. So here we go, over and up, and then over and back down. There you go. That's the shape. Let's repeat it around our circle. And there's the first layer of our flower. Okay, this was one of my favorite flowers to draw when I was a kid, because you could make them as little or as big as you wanted, depending on how much space you had. You could just keep going and keep going. We add layers. Now for our second layer, we're going to draw that same shape pointing straight up at the sky. And we're going to imagine that it's going to start here and stop here. So make an imaginary line or a real dot like I just did if you want to. From the middle of this petal to the middle of this petal. Over and up, over and down. And then we'll add one here, here, and here. I hope you did a few of these practice shapes on your paper. Now we're going to add one more layer, maybe 2. Now we're back to going the same direction that our first layer went. So it's going to be pointing right along this line, and it's going to go from the middle of this petal to the middle of this petal, jumping right over the one in the middle. Over and up, over and down. And do you see how they're getting bigger as we go? Because the space between the petals is bigger, so our petal is growing, increasing in size. There we go. And now let's do one more layer, pointing straight up maybe. All right, there's the basic shape of our flower. And I gave mine a skinny little curvy stem by making 2 lines very close together. And then we're going to repeat the same shape for our leaves, but it's going to be a little bit longer. Here's how I did mine. Starting right at my stem, I made a little arced line. Now starting a little ways away from the stem on that line, I'm going to make that pointy shape. But this one is going to connect at the bottom where our petals didn't because they were connecting to the circle. And I think I'll add one more over here. There, I like those. All right, let's talk about that cute little honeybee. Just like we started our flower, we're going to start with a little circle for his little face. That is very little. I might draw that a little bit bigger. I think that you'll have a hard time seeing the details with him that small. Let's make a little bit bigger of a bee. That's better. Okay, let's repeat this shape for his body. And the pointy part, like made the edge of our petal here, is his little stinger. So just like this was a circle for our flower, we're going to start here and end up over here. Down and over and up. There we go. There's our cute little bee body. All right, let's talk about bee details. A honeybee has those black stripes, but remember his body's round, so we're going to use contour lines to make his little stripes. And I think I'll use 2 lines to make one thick stripe and 2 more lines to make another thick stripe. Okay, my bee has some big round circles around his eyes. And I'm going to give him these little upside down rainbow shaped eyes. It makes it look like his eyes are closed peacefully. And then how about a cute little smile? And he is an insect, so he gets 6 legs. And I drew mine with these little circles at the bottom for feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, last thing. Oh, we need 2 more things on our little bee, actually. All right, he has 2 sets of wings. So I'm going to draw the first set, making 2 skinny raindrop shapes upside down on his back. And now the other wing, I'm going to make it a little bigger. And you can't really see the other one, it's behind these, but we could draw a little arc to kind of show that it's back there. All right, now the last thing he needs are his cute little curly antenna on top. And it's okay if they go in front of your wing because they're so thin, they would look like that. Okay, and now what I did, I'm going to do this one with the pen to show you. I drew his cute little curly flight path by making dashed lines to show this is where he has been all the way off the page. He's flying his curly, swoopy way to this pretty flower. All right, now that you have it all drawn on there, now it is time to reach for your markers, if you want to use them, and go over the outside of your petal. Now, of course, you can color the whole petal in if you want, but what I did was to just do the outline in marker, like so. And then I used colored pencil on the inside. And the contrast made the petals stand out differently. So that's the gist of how I did that. And just bring this back over here so you can see how I colored mine if you would like to copy my style. Or if you have your own style, that's great too. I colored my bee yellow and black, and I left his wings white. And I have a yellow center and green stem and leaves. And I went over all my little bee lines with a really thin black marker. Have fun drawing your summer, cute little summer bee, and maybe you could think of what else you could use that shape for. It could be a hat on somebody. It could be the top of a turret in a castle. I wonder what else you can imagine to use this particular shape. Over and up, and then over and down. All right, boys and girls, thank you for drawing with me. Happy summer.